Hello everybody, Bruce Elgord here, back with some Python information that you need to know regarding strings and loops, all right? So you know that a string, and let me just, I'm gonna just do this right here, teacher, and I'm gonna assign it the string Bruce Elgord, my name, okay, just like that. Now, you know that you can use a for loop to iterate through each character, right, in that string. In fact, if we do something like for, and I'll just call it char for character, in teacher, which is the variable holding the value, the string value, teacher, I can like print out that character, right, and do something like this. In fact, just to show you, if I go into my demos folder and I run python demo 2 py, you'll see that Python is in fact receiving each character as this loop iterates through. It's starting with the B and ending with the T and printing each character out on a new line, right? So this is Python's ability to iterate, right, through a sequence of things inside of a string. And some of you are asking, will it also work with numbers inside of a string? And the answer is yes, of course, right? It's a character inside of a string. All right, so some of you, right, I've seen a lot of these questions being asked is, what's the deal when you see something like this? For I in range of the length of a particular variable, something like this. And if I print out, I'll use an F string here, I like F strings, and I'll print out the value of I, and then I'll print out equals, and then I'll print out something like teacher, which is the variable, sub I, right? So check this out. Now this is, again, I see a lot of questions from students regarding this. So let me just comment out the loop on lines 8 and 9. And let me show you what happens when I run this code here. Okay, let me run the code. Oh, and I get an error because I forgot a curly brace. Again, even professionals make mistakes, okay? Syntax error. So let me clear. Let me run it again. And now you can see, let me make the terminal window bigger, that 0 in position 0, in index position 0, within the string teacher, that's the capital B, right? And then at position 1, right, is the R. And even the space at position 5 is shown here, all the way through the end of the string. And, well, let me just break this down for a second. So I'm using the range function, and the range function takes an integer, a whole number, right? And a whole number, right, in the case of the string that we want to use here for our loop is in fact this string right here, right, which contains 12 characters. So the length of teacher is 12. In fact, just so you know, right, if I remove this on line 11, and I replace it with 12, right? And I clear my terminal, and I run it again, you'll see we get the same exact results. However, if the length of this variable changes, the value of this variable, right? And I add like something like this, right? And I have hard-coded 12 in here on line 11 within the range function, right? Check this out. It's stops at the letter T because it's not recalculating the new length of this, right? I hard-coded the number 12, which is going to go from 0 to 11, which is 12, and I'll show you this in a minute. So this is why we use something like this. Again, I'll use the length of the variable teacher, just like that. And there are other reasons why you want to use a loop in this format, and I'll go into that in another video, but I need a lot of you to understand why we're using this particular loop structure here for I in range, all right, using the length. And going back up to the top here, again, I created on lines 2 and 3, I just showed you, right, how Python identifies each of these characters, including the space, by an index position in this sequence of characters that we call a string. And again, even if they're numeric, all right? So in the next video, I'll just talk a little bit more about why we do things like this and why you may need to know positionally where a particular character is within a string. All right. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and add a comment if you'd like. If you'd like to see some other topics in Python or web development covered, that would be wonderful. Have a fantastic day.